Hello and thank you for joining me, it's great to see you. So this video I'm going to be using the sequins that I was sent. These are the ones that were sent to me. My plan is to make a shaker card with these using tulle and a sewing machine. So hopefully you guys have those things to hand. To start off with, I'm just using one of these 5x7 white cards from Hobbycraft. I got this giant pack of 50 and the cellophane bags that they come in, that you put them in to sort of, I guess to sell them, or just I use them to keep them safe. And they were £3.50 for the whole set of 50 of each, so I thought that was pretty brilliant. So I've got one of those out. There are two ways that you can do this. You can either sew straight onto this piece or cut a piece this size to work on. I tried sewing straight onto the card. It looked fine, but you could see all the stitching on the inside. So if you're someone who likes to put a piece inside, that would be fine, but I don't really. So I'm going to cut a piece to put on top to work on. The paper pad that I'll be working with is this Let's Celebrate paper pad by Trimcraft. I got this from Every Craft's a Pound for, I can't quite remember, but it was very inexpensive. I remember not paying a lot for it. So I will try and link this below for you if you want to get your hands on that one. So I've decided on these three papers from that paper pad, and then I've just got a plain pink that coordinates, which I have run through my die cut machine with this embossing folder. This is a new one in my recent Hobbycraft haul. I really like it because it's quite generic and it was half price, so who doesn't love a bargain? So I've run that through. I've run that through twice actually. So what I like to do when I need a bit bigger, this is only 6x6, run it through on this side and then just run it through on that side as well. So it covers a bigger surface area. So I think I'm going to keep this the order that it is and use this one as my shaker pocket background. I'll cut this piece down to 5x7 so that it can act, so it will cover the whole front of the card and I can work on this piece. So now I've got this piece which fits perfectly on the front of my card. I can get rid of this piece because we'll be working on here, and I have cut these ones down into just more manageable strips. Now I think I'm going to have them that way. Not sure that I like that. Nope, I liked it better the other way. Right, so I'm going to work with this one first. So you just want to tear the edge of this, just roughly, it doesn't really matter how you tear it. The only thing is if you want this sort of white cardstock core to show, then you need to tear it towards you, and if you don't, then you need to tear away from you, so that way. But I want it to show, so I'm just going to keep tearing it this way towards me. I like to try and make the tear sort of wavy, not massively, but I don't want it to be dead straight. Then I usually just choose my favourite end, to be honest. I quite like that end, so that's what we'll go for there. Same with this one. Prefer the bottom half of that one really. And then this one, I want to be able to keep this text, I think, so I might actually cut that down. I don't like how this is looking and I'm not sure why. I think it might be this white piece. So I think I like this purple piece more, so I'm just going to substitute that in. So I've moved this one across. I'm going to tear the purple piece and this piece, and then I'll come back to you. The next thing you want to do is turn this part into a shaker pocket. So you're going to need your tulle for this. So I've got a choice of these two. This is a really sheer iridescent pink, and then this one is the same but in white. I think I like the pink on there, and I don't think it will make that much of a difference to the colours in the sequins. No, I'm going to go for the pink. So what I do to know where I'm working to is hold this on top of the background piece and then just mark a little bit further up than I'm actually working with. because I'm only sewing on this side anyway, so as long as I go up a bit further than I need to, that should be fine. And then work out how much tulle I'll need. So going that way. I always tend to allow just a little bit extra in case I need it. I'd rather have too much than not enough. Now I'm going to head over to the sewing machine and just sew this side in place, and then I'll come back and show you what I've done. Right, so as you can see, I've just stitched this edge along here. I tend to just hold this in my sewing machine and follow this sort of pattern as much as I can. It doesn't need to be perfect, it really doesn't matter that much. And then I'm going to trim off the excess tulle here. I mean, you could leave it if you like the way that it looks, it's totally up to you. I've always trimmed it, so we'll have a look and see what that looks like with it left. I might leave it on there. I think it actually looks quite smart, so I'll leave that there this time. Now you want, I will cut the excess off of this side though. Now you want to adhere all of your pieces on with some kind of adhesive. I use double-sided sticky tape, but I make sure not to use it where I'm going to stitch because it just completely jams up your needle. You can use wet glue, and then once it's completely dry, run it through a sewing machine. That seems to work. It's just personal preference really and what works for you, but double-sided tape is fine because I'm going to stitch all around the border, so it just needs to be holding it in place while I'm stitching really. I'm going to go for, I think there. It's fine. Try and make that as straight as I can. Just stick that one down. Then this one, I'm not sure I'm going to have much room to put tape on that, to be honest. Just going to put, it's going to be too close to the edge. Thing is, I need to stitch along here because it will hold this down, but it will also stitch this tulle in place. So I really don't want to put too much adhesive on that. I'm going to use Pritt Stick to hold this one down so it doesn't completely jam up my needle. I can't actually find my glue stick anywhere, but I bought this glue pen from Poundland, so I'm going to see how well this works. This is why I like to work with thicker strips really. It's just easier, but I'll give this a go with this pen and see how good it is. Just stick that on top of there. Like I said, I'll be stitching all of this, so it doesn't really matter how great the glue is as long as it holds it there while I stitch. And then finally this one, I can trim any excess off the edge, so it doesn't really matter if it's hanging over the edge a bit. Right, so I'm going to head back to my sewing machine, stitch along these two and then around 3 of the edges, but leave the top open, and then I'll come back to you again. So I'm back and I have stitched up this purple one here which closes the tulle on this side. I've done a zigzag stitch down here purely for detail, it's not serving any purpose. And then I've gone around the border just to hold all the bits in place really, and of course to close this tulle at this end. Now I'm just going to cut off the excess down the bottom here and up the top, and then it's the fun bit of making the sequin mix to go in here. So that is my card without any sequins. Then I have got this super cute little Santa bowl. I know it's not Christmas, but my friend sent me this and I love it, so I'm using this to mix my sequins in. Then I have these little scoops to get sequins out and mix them. I should have one that is a medium size, which would be perfect for this task, but I cannot find it anywhere, so I'll be using one of those. Obviously I've got these sequins from Sweet Pea Planner Supplies, and then I'm going to pull in a few of my own as well. I might have shown you guys before, but I keep all my sequins in these Craftmates books, and then actually I got so many new ones from AliExpress and Pen Pals that my overspill is just sort of in this box. So yeah, I've got a lot of sequins to work with. Now I know I want some of these, so I'm definitely going for the pink, the light and dark pink mix. I'm going to pour some of those in. And then I want some purple as well. Not quite as many of those. Now really I want some smaller sequins. I do quite like these stars, but I'm not sure if they go with that at the moment. I've got these really pretty lilac ones that I think will go. I think I have made an absolutely giant mix, so I might actually half that out. I'm gonna grab, that is probably more like the amount that I need. So I think I want just a few more of those little purple ones. I'm torn with adding some of these sort of clear ones. These ones might be better. Actually, I'm going to go for those or the stars. Let me see what other shapes I've got. So I've got these silver sparkly ones. I've got these bright pink ones which say party, which I actually quite like. And I've got these tiny baby pink stars. I think I definitely want the stars, so I'll add some of those. I feel like this pink is too dark, so I need to sort of brighten it up a bit. I think I'm going to go with these ones. If I had baby pink ones of these, that would have gone perfectly. But yeah, I think the silver is good, and then I think I will go with the clear stars. I'm just going to add the tiniest few of these pink holographic ones. I think, there you go, I'm happy with that. That's it, I'm much happier with it now it's got those little holographic ones in. So yeah, now it's just a case of scooping these into here. I think 2 scoops of that mix is enough. I kind of want them to have room to still shake around. So I'm going to go and stitch this bit closed and I'll be back. And that is the base of your shaker card done. So that just needs sticking onto here. That's entirely up to you if you want to use foam tape so it stands up a bit, if you want to cut this a bit smaller so that there's a white border around the edge on each side, or if you just want to stick it flat down, and then the world is your oyster with embellishments. I think something with this much sort of sequin and sparkle, I would just go for a plain sentiment across the front, or maybe some kind of big embellishment piece. I can't, this does not match at all, but maybe something big like this. That is how to make one of these if your heart so desires. Thanks so much for joining me. Please do like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe and click the bell icon to be notified when I post more crafty videos. Thanks guys, bye!